Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Grizzly Beerds podcast. I hope everyone enjoyed the first episode, and if not, go give it a listen. My name is Nick, and joining me are my two co hosts, Nick
Hey there.
and Ben.
Oh, hi.
And this week we're going to be discussing Celsius versus Fahrenheit, and then we'll be discussing horns, otherwise known as penises. We'll also delve into what's pissing Nick off this week. I hope you enjoy a beer with us. Nick, would you have a beer?
Hey Ben, how's your beer?
Hey, Nick, how's your beer?
All right, Nick, you want to get us rolling on your Celsius versus Fahrenheit topic?
Before I do that, I just want to say how you said horns, also known as penises, like that's the official name. Anyway,
Hey, some people might not know that. I want to be careful. Fergus is like,
Yeah, the less educated.
busted, dude. Okay. Just give me a hot second.
Yep, go ahead. We already gave you a hot minute for this.
Fill your horn, bud.
Wait, stop it. All right. So Celsius versus Fahrenheit. Now, as a man of science, right, I understand the need for the metric system, right? I understand it's important and all that happy crap. However, if you're tuning into the weather station, right, you're getting the forecast. I'm gonna say it. Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature system because when you go out, you go outside, you're trying to plan your day, right? You think, okay, 0 degrees, it's cold as hell. 100 degrees, it's hot as hell, right? But Fahrenheit's based on humans' reactions to the environment rather than water. Celsius is based on water. 0 Celsius, water freezes. 100 Celsius, water boils. It makes sense to use that, especially like in scientific environments, which I understand. However, the average Joe is gonna obviously, the average Joe is gonna go out and think that 0 to 100. That's the temperature scale. Anything below that obviously is really freaking cold. Anything above that is really freaking hot. But I just want to hear somebody try to refute that for me.
I can try for you, bud.
Oh, you can try.
I can try.
You will try.
So, this is my take on the whole idea, is that I don't think it really matters, for what system you use it for, whether you're talking about the temperature compared to water or any other way. I just think it's more dependent on where you are in the world, that it feels more like accustomed to use one over the other. Because they're both the same systems and they both come out to the same measurements, just different looking numbers. And people who know Celsius know so many degrees Celsius is this temperature, and us in the States know that a certain degrees Fahrenheit is a certain temperature and how we feel it.
So I get what you're saying, that you think that, people that are familiar with Celsius obviously know what is hot and what is cold.
Mm-hmm.
However, Fahrenheit obviously so if you go up 1 degree Celsius, that's what is it, between 2 and 3 degrees Fahrenheit that you're going up?
Yeah,
because
something like that.
Yeah, so there's that's a big jump for 1 degree, and I'm pretty correct me if I'm wrong here, but when the weatherman gives you the forecast in Celsius in other countries, right? I'm pretty sure they don't use decimals, do they?
No, I think they
Not really.
Because if they don't, then it's
Huge increments.
the difference between 75 degrees and 80 degrees Fahrenheit is pretty significant. And I feel just 1 degree Celsius to the next doesn't really tell the whole story as to what that temperature is going to be. Obviously, it's a little bit minute, but it's, enough to be able to mention. And and I just think that, a system that has smaller differences in heat between intervals should be the ideal one to use in that circumstance. Correct?
For weather specifically in temperature.
Yeah, and in any lab or even field research environment, you use decimals with with the Celsius. Like,
Mm-hmm.
water's like, I don't know, like 10.2 degrees Celsius. Like, you actually write that. Not so much with the weather, which is why I think that Fahrenheit's better, because it's based on how humans are going to react to it. If the weather is for, like when they're given the weather, it's for humans and how they're going to feel on that particular day, how they should prepare. So we're not water. We may be water. Us is water, but like we are a decent amount of water. However, not entirely. So therefore, Celsius is not for
What
us.
about like if you're going swimming or something? I mean, everyone wants to know how warm the water is, right?
Oh, everyone wants to know how warm the water is.
In what degrees then?
But we don't care about how the water feels. We care about how the humans feel in the water. So we use Fahrenheit.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I'm seeing.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I get that you like Fahrenheit, you want to use it for temperatures, but even like the places you go to that they just use Celsius, they're just gonna know it as like when it's like 15 degrees Celsius out. They're just gonna know the temperature. If you like,
Yeah.
if you try to input like the Fahrenheit scale on them, they're just gonna go berserk. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this shit? I don't use that. I just and they know like this is what it's like, and that's good enough for me. They know it's like if they hear, because that's what we listen for is like we hear a temperature in Fahrenheit. We hear like let's say 60 degrees Fahrenheit. We know okay, that's kind of cool. That's not too bad. When like they will know like oh roughly like I don't know like 15 degrees Celsius. Oh it's not too bad. You know, it could be a little bit warmer for some people or colder for others. And I think that's just how they know it better.
So yeah, they're used to the numbers, but I mean, if you were to give them the Fahrenheit system and like tell them that it's based on like 0 to 100, based on like being really cold versus really hot and how you feel about it, it'd be a lot easier for them to pick up than you take an American and tell them like what the weather is in Celsius, because it's less intuitive. But that's with regard to how humans feel outside. Very intuitive when you're talking about water. However, yeah.
But I mean, you could use Fahrenheit and Celsius for water too.
Well, yeah. Obviously, you can use it for water. It just depends on the context. Like, are we talking about how people are going to feel about in it and around it, or are we talking about how water is going to react, for example?
Yeah, but you could use it for both ways.
Yeah, you can use it both ways. I'm just telling you, one way is more correct. They're both correct. One way is just more correct.
I feel like they're just both correct equally.
No, they're not equally correct, because if it can be more correct, then they are not equal.
You know that water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You know that they are both the equal number, just on different scales.
Tell me what temperature water boils at the top of your head. Fahrenheit. I know you already know.
212.
No.
212. Go look it up. I know it's correct.
Ben doesn't know. Ben didn't know. You looked it up. I know you looked it up.
I know, because I know. I guessed it right too.
You guessed it right. You had to guess. Right.
It was correct. It was correct.
Nobody knows the conversions off the top of their head unless they are in the field of science and regularly do it. I'm in the field of science and I don't regularly do this, so I don't know or care, because I have my own system for what I use and I use a different system for something else.
Okay, so I have something to bring up. So Nick
Please
mentioned,
Yes.
Youngling Nick mentioned that.
Well, which one is Youngling?
Yeah.
We need a system here.
Yeah, we do need a system.
Oh, okay.
What's your social security number?
Nobody heard that? It's 1-800. Suck my pixie dick.
Okay, so anyway, not thick Nick. So you mentioned like geographically people might associate like Fahrenheit or Celsius, how they're accustomed to. But like, how about like the like the 5 nationalities that actually recognize like Fahrenheit, and like how many other countries that actually look at Celsius? Like, does that mean like the United States is like correct in their use of Fahrenheit then? If like 100 and like, like 90 nations are like using Celsius to talk about their temperature, I'm not so sure.
I just feel like they're both right. Like, but I mean, there's also like, there's like fights over the systems all the time that we don't use the metric system while like so many other countries use it. And I mean, we use our own system and it works for us. And it's still working for us because it's how we've been doing it for how many years. And the same thing for other countries that use a different system and they've been using it for all these years.
Okay, the main takeaway here should be that, all these numbers are completely arbitrary, and if you're used to them and they work for you, then it's fine. However, I'm just trying to get to the most efficient use per context, which I will say that no matter what, Celsius is not the most efficient and intuitive way to tell temperature in a weather forecast. That belongs to Fahrenheit or Kelvin.
Kelvin.
No, we're going to start normalizing Kelvin again.
0 is 0. No heat at all.
Oh boy.
I guess we'll move on from Fahrenheit and Celsius, unless you guys have any other points.
Not really.
These numbers are arbitrary. I'm right. They can be more correct.
Okay, well, we're not going to say you're right.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm lost here.
We're not going to say you're right, but we'll move on from this.
I am. I'm going to say I'm right, and everybody listening is going to say as well.
No, they're not. A lot of people.
No, you're not. That's what you sound like right now.
Also, people listening, we have a running thing where I live down in North Carolina. I'm so close to driving up a Friday afternoon, hoofing Nick in the nuts in Massachusetts, and then driving back for my job. So,
yeah.
One week it might come through, so just be aware of that.
If it'll get you to visit me every now and then, maybe I'll keep pissing you off.
Maybe.
Nick just wants his horn poked.
Speaking of horns.
Yeah, speaking of horns. We'll move on to our next topic, horn talk, also known as penis talk.
Also known as
for you more
can't get over that.
Anatomically correct people. So I had this discussion with a few friends the other day where we were trying to figure out what's too small and what's too big for a penis, like the size of it. And this is just length. We're not talking about girth right now.
Pardon.
And so it boiled down to people thought like a bigger penis is always better. Like everyone would agree with that. But the average size for a male penis is between 5 and 7 inches.
In the world?
Yeah.
Or
I think it's in the world. That's pretty average from hearing about other people's. But then they were like, no, you need a bigger one to please a woman. So I came back with, and I've heard this before, and I looked it up and did the research for it, that the average vagina depth is somewhere between 5.5 and 7 inches. And anything outside of that range, if you have something bigger, you just have dry dick at that point. You're a loser.
oh, okay.
So you're still pleasing her the same way, just you have more dry dick, so I hope that makes you happy.
It's 100% like if you're rocking 7 and you find someone with a depth of 5.5, it's like, you gotta they're still dry, man.
You're still dry, which I mean, that's why it sucks. And I mean, think of it bigger than that. Think of like a 9-inch penis or bigger. And it's just like it's nice, but you have like so much depth that you're just like it can't get in any further.
Oh yeah, I mean, you definitely have the wow factor. You definitely have like the wow and the shock factor like initially, but like after that, it's kind of like, a little bit to deal with there.
Yeah, I feel like after a certain point, you're just hurting her more than anything. Just gonna punch her straight in the kidneys.
Wow.
I mean, 3 is satisfactory. Take it or leave it.
Hey, if you're a bigger guy, just know that you can like tsunami fuck her. So just stick it in. If you're a bigger guy, just slap your ass and just ride the wave with her.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, she'll feel it.
Tsunami.
She'll have some fun with it.
Like, oh yeah, no doubt.
If you don't got the size, that's all you need right there.
Quite literally become the ocean.
Become the ocean.
You swells ahead, boys.
It's a pirate's life for me.
Well, a little bit of turbulence.
Turn the sails, gentlemen.
Trade winds are kind to us today, boys.
Ben, do you have any horn talk you want to throw in there?
Well,
okay, what word do you guys want me to use that's respectable?
Use horn.
Horn's pretty good. Package is acceptable. Member is okay.
Can we not talk about package? I just watched a bad movie on Netflix. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh no!
I have to with this.
Was it like UPS gone wrong?
It's like the movie's called The Package. Like it's up to you if anyone has Netflix, like go watch it if you want or don't. I'll just tell you it's about a bunch of kids that go camping. The one cuts off his dick.
Oh, I've seen that one.
It's a journey about getting the dick in the hospital to get it put back.
Doesn't he get the wrong dick sewed back on?
Yes, he does.
And they like, yeah. Well, okay, that's a spoiler, but
yeah. Oops. It's a bad movie for Netflix. There's not much I could say about it.
Okay. Anyway, well, I'm not so concerned with human penises. They're far less interesting than our fellow animal kingdom.
That's true.
Okay, so I was doing some research, and the average dude, 20 years and up, is about 69 inches tall, which is like 5'9". And so I was just looking at animal sizes that have, what's like the animal with the biggest like horn to body ratio. Mm-hmm. And I came up with some interesting results. So it looks like the barnacle has the largest penis to body ratio in the entire animal kingdom. Okay, so 50 times their body length. So to put that in perspective, if someone is 5'9", they would have a penis that is 287 feet long, which is like the size of a fucking football field. I mean, with something like that, you could like strangle the Coliseum. There's some other honorable mentions though, like for instance, the blue whale, which I believe has the biggest one. Do you know if that's correct?
I think so.
Just by an assumption, it's like the biggest animal on Earth, so it has the biggest member.
Yeah, I think that has the biggest member at like 67 inches long, which is 5'7", which is like that's like as tall as a fucking person. What'd you say?
How big was the penis?
67 inches, 5'7".
Damn.
Let's see, we got the banana slug. That's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Could you imagine that size of a penis? Like, just like you're in the ocean,
dude,
swimming, and it comes and just slaps you while it's going.
I think it impales you. Like, I don't think you like remember that situation. You just die.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes in and then out the other side.
I mean, do you think it acts like a rudder? Like if they're moving?
Rudder.
I hope now. I hope that's what they use it for.
Yeah. I want to know, like,
for steering.
Like, what's it like when it's soft? Like, is it just like a 5 or 6 foot sheath, or is there like a little bit of residual like dick slipping out?
Residual like anchor. Like if it's soft, it's just dragging along there.
Yeah. I wonder if that's how like whales become beach. Like they're just cruising along, they hit a sandbar with their dong, and they just like impale the fucking sand bed, the sandbar.
What is this?
Someone's gonna have to do the research on this one.
I don't know. Someone's clearly gonna have a good thesis from that topic.
Just can't do this shit.
All right, we'll move on to another species.
Yeah. Do that.
Let's talk about another. Let's talk about a more common animal. Okay, so we got the. Let's see, the bull. So like a cow has let's say a cow is like 6'5" in length. They have a dong that's like 3 foot long about.
Yo.
That's what this is saying.
I could use a 3 foot longer.
I'm a breeding bull.
Okay.
just can't do this stuff. Oh yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yo, how about ducks? I've heard that ducks have kind of corkscrewy. They got a corkscrew.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I want to see it, but not like that way.
Like
But
what way? Please elaborate.
please elaborate. I mean, I can elaborate.
Please elaborate on what way you would not like to see a duck corkscrew penis.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like if I'm tagging it or something, because I like banding birds.
Yep.
I
So
wouldn't
you're
mind
out there. Yeah.
getting a quick glimpse at it, but anything more in depth, like have you ever heard that, like, would you rather take on like 50 duck-sized horses or a horse-sized duck? Like, if I had a horse-sized duck with its corkscrew penis coming at me, I would not enjoy that.
You would not. So the main reason that you would rather fight 50 duck-sized horses is because you don't want to deal with the penis of a horse-sized duck.
Yeah, and I don't want to deal with the size of a penis for a horse either.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Well, I mean, horsecock is no. It's nothing to be messed with. Like, horsecock is pretty sizable and it's considerable. So I'm surprised that just regular horses don't freak you out as much as they do.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough horn talk for one day, and a fellow ought to be aware of it.
I want to be aware of it. Love it.
So, Nick, you want to talk to us about what's pissing you off this week?
Hello?
Oh, hi, Ben. Yeah. We lost Ben real quick, and now he's back.
Yeah, my internet just cut out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get back to that. So here's what's chapping Nick's ass today, Ben. It's Amazon, and not for like the reasons that most people crap on Amazon. You know how it's actually like a little bit serious too. You ever notice how Amazon's got like two different sites? It's like Amazon, and then there's Amazon Smile. Smile is the one that donates like a portion of the sales to all like charity and all that. Why don't they just do the charity sales for every single sale that Amazon makes?
Like automatically?
Automatically. Amazon Smile should be the default, right?
Correct.
You should have to go onto a separate site and say, I don't want any money to go to any charity because I love Jeff Bezos. That should be the only option you have. The fact that regular Amazon exists just shows that corporate just doesn't like want as few people as possible to donate to these charities, whereas like a lot of the workers for Amazon will be like, hey, promoting Amazon Smile, being like, hey, if you want, a portion of your sales, your purchases to go towards a good cause, go to this website. Like, they have to kind of do the promotion on their own. I feel like corporate kind of like doesn't want you to know about Smile, but it like exists to show that they're a good company. It's weird.
Yeah.
But like, I'm a fantastic person, and I love for a portion of my sales to go towards giving people clean water. And like, if you go through like the Amazon app, I'm pretty like just like the app they have on like the iPhone and all that, I'm pretty sure like they don't have like Smile through that. Like, you actually have to like go to the website, go to http:// or / whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I don't type in shit, but you have to go way out of your way, I feel like, to compared to like just going on the app to make any kind of charitable donation, whether it be like a few cents or not. Like, that's just something is screwy, and I disapprove. They could do better. Thoughts, because I'm right.
So the money. Okay, what is the money for Amazon Smile go to?
Well, they have a whole big list of charities.
Oh, so it goes.
They've got like a little database. You can like look up basically whatever. Like there's a lot.
Can't you
of,
choose
stuff that only
like
have, like a handful.
like what yours goes to?
Exactly. Yeah. They have a couple like big ones that they promote.
They have like
Clean Water. I forget who it's actually.
yeah.
That's like what I usually do.
They've got a World Wildlife Fund one as well.
World Wildlife Fund. I've seen that too. And just like a handful of different things. Like I'm pretty sure like they probably have like Habitat for Humanity like that. Can't tell you off the top of my head, but there's a whole lot. Like you can pick almost anything. I feel like.
Okay. And none of this goes to Jeff Bezos, right?
Not to my knowledge, but I mean, I would.
Or just a portion of it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
A portion. Yeah.
Dealings where he's not rich enough, even though he's the richest. He's still not rich enough, you know.
Again, I don't have my notes today. I can't like furiously wave them at the camera, so I don't. I could do more research on this, but yeah, it just chaps my ass a little bit that they make it as hard as it is, or as inconvenient as it is, rather, to make any kind of charitable donation. When Smile should just be the default, Amazon should just be like, you know, we're the everything store that donates a little bit of money to on everything that you buy.
They make
Even if it increases the price by like a few cents on everything, it would make a huge difference.
I feel like, well, yeah, they got that like. There's plenty of like stores you can go to, or other places you'll have it, and you can already like round up your dollar or something like that.
Yeah. I like that.
I feel like it would be easier that way instead of making it a whole other process. So like,
yeah. It should be more
like
easily
they do at the grocery store.
Like you're just trying to get a Whopper, and they're like, "Oh, do you want? do you care about like children with cancer?" And then you have to say like,
"Yeah, what are you
no,
gonna say?
I don't have any money." But then they just look at you. They're like,
"You got a whole lot of people behind you. They're all looking."
Yeah, and they're like, "Gosh, buddy, like, chill the fuck out. Like, donate to these poor people."
Dick slap your Whopper because you didn't donate to save children. Go dick slap Jeff Bezos' house.
We airlift a whale in with a dick and just
right through the fucking window.
All through his house. I feel like that's how we get him. We got him, boys.
We got him.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else to add, I'd like to thank my two co-hosts, Nick and Ben, for joining me on episode 2. We hope everyone enjoyed. Like I said earlier, if you haven't caught episode 1, go give it a listen. We talk about ass bleaching and mixers. If you're into either one of those, please go give it a try.
It's terrifying.
If not, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you on the next episode.
Hey, take it easy, everyone.
Check us out on YouTube.
Same name.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Love you.
Okay, bye.